evening. Uh, we are starting another day of the Agile Scrum. So we have new member. Before we get started, I would like to request who all have joined for first time today. Is only Ashwarya or anyone else? Okay, I think it's Ashwarya only. So Ashwarya, could you please quickly share about yourself, that from where you are connecting and your one quick intent to join into this program, as well as any background in IT if you have or not.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for letting me in. My name is Aishwarya Subramaniam, and I'm from MBA background. So I'm in HR line. So I don't have any prior experience, but I have did some small projects during my colleges. And I'm from South India, Tamil Nadu, and I'm glad that I have been one of the students in GURUSCHOOLS.
So after training, this is going to be your first job of your career. Is that what you are saying?
Yes.
Okay, welcome Aishwarya. Welcome to GURUSCHOOLS.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So everyone, you can welcome Aishwarya too, and we are going to get started. I'm going to share my screen, and everyone knows here that very one intent why we are here, and that is to get placed. But being this intent, it requires to be protected with certain discipline, which can be carried and protected through our code of honor. Like GURUSCHOOLS have 6 pillars. Agile has its values, Scrum has its own values. Likewise, the entire track has been protected by code of honor that everyone agrees to follow. The very first one is this: showing up live. Why you need to show up live every single time? To be on time, remain punctual, and highly committed. Because the agile world is full of ceremonies, means various meetings that requires you to be on time, remain punctual, and remain highly committed. And when you practice it here, there are chances once you get placed, it becomes your habit. Okay, and it is also aligned with one universal law, which is said that how you do anything is how you do everything. So that's the reason you need to follow this code of honor, number 1. Number 2, you started here your training as a student, but we request you not to be student, just be the full stack student who do all the assignments and do self-research and repeat whatever you have learned. If that's the motto, then you should be the full stack student. You are being the full stack student. The third code of honor says that once you do these all, and on continuous basis, once you do that, you see that you are attracting success, but at the same time something is not happening. You are not becoming the part of mock interview. And I want to take time to reiterate something very, very important, which I do in every single batch. This entire game is of getting placed requires really high level of commitment. There are 2 ways people get entry in Agile Scrum BA. Initially, when get started, they are very much fascinated about taking job in IT world, and they see the way and they start. But does it all end there when you start? No, not exactly. Then where it gets end? It only gets end once you have a job in your hand. And how does it happen? With your prior commitment, you complete it, but at the same time, it requires your dedication, your stubbornness to get into the job. How will you do that? Every single time you need to follow all the tracks. What all the tracks would be, I'm going to tell you. But at the certain time, what happens, people get into their comfort zone. Okay, and they see that everything be so much simplified that they should not do anything extra. It may require you to follow with the trainers. It may require you to follow up with the your HR. Do that. Just don't see that your trainers are not asking, are you ready? It means even if you are ready, you are not telling that I'm ready. Okay, why you need to tell that you are ready? Then your mock interview will be organized. Otherwise, we are so much busy, we will never know when you are ready. When we will ask you, we will give you certain set of questions and we'll ask you that, hey, prepare on this and come back whenever you feel ready. And when you see that something which is not taught and you see that is the part of JD, say for example, SQL. If SQL is the part of any job description and you think that you don't know, then you don't apply for that job. In that case, what you should do, you should come back to your trainers and tell me how I can learn this SQL as fast as possible. Okay, because I'm willing to do this job. So in that case, we will tell you how you can learn that. Otherwise, again, you may think that we don't know, we will not apply for this job because the job description does not match. So these are the reasons. You have to come out of the reason so that the only motto is to get placed. Okay, so once you will do that, you will attract success. When you won't do that, you will attract failure. But when you will take the responsibility, then only this failure become the trail of success. Remember that. So this is code of honor number 3, but that requires a complete, packaged mindset. It means it requires a learning mindset, being positive, then only you can do that. And when you will do that, then that time you will see that you are going complaint free. When you are going complaint free, you will see that you are getting loaded by the gratitude mindset. But to do so and be in this right mindset, you need to increase your receptivity every single day. For that, I have given whoever asked me the audio which comes with 30 days challenge. So if you have not received it, you can ping me, you can DM me. I'll be happily sharing this audio track of 30 days challenge. And the moment you will start being the part of this 30 days challenge, you will start seeing the result floating in towards you in your various plane of life. And second, when you are learning, started with the golden quadrant of learning. What do I mean by golden quadrant of learning? Any learning should start with the declaration with an anchor and then follow with the deep learning. And whatever you have learned, then you draw it in 24 hours. And once you draw that in 24 hours, we ask you to summarize it in next hours, in next 24 hours. And how will you summarize? Within 2 minutes, you should prepare all what you have learned on on the training day, and you should summarize in a way that even 5-year-old should can 5-year-old can understand. Okay, so this is very, very important to get into deep learning with the declaration with the anchor. So we will model it right now with me. So everyone is ready for declaration with anchor? Yeah.
Yes.
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 Okay, thank you. So at the count of 3, what you are going to do is that you are going to repeat repeat after the anchor. So I'll put the anchor is the self high five or clap. So at the count of 3, I'll clap and repeat what is selected here on the screen. So everyone be ready with me at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat after me. I am a quick learner.
I'm a
I'm a quick learner.
learner.
What others can learn and master,
What
others
Others
can
can
learn
learn
and
and master.
master,
I too can do that.
I
I
too
too
can
can
do
do
that.
that.
And once again, anchor is very, very important. If you have not put it yet, please do so. 1, 2, 3, and anchor. Because I am an awesome learner,
because
Because
I'm
I'm an
I'm an
awesome
awesome
learner.
learner.
today's learning is going to be
Today's
Today's
learning is going to
be
be
super duper easy to me.
super
super
duper
duper
super
easy.
easy to me.
Thank you so much for saying so. And yes, it is going to be super duper easy, and we will do best in our power to make it so super simplified for you. As teachers want things to be simplified, but the present in a complicated manner so that it may sound very difficult for you and no one can easily complete it, but it is super easy. We'll try to prove you. So sixth, having said so, the sixth code of honor says that be a giver on the path of learning. So why? Because that keeps you more spiritually grounded, means your happiness index and your happiness level will increase. That will make you more energized, and learning requires energy. And that's the way your learning will go easy, and thereby you will be able to contribute in your earning. And yeah, when you are earning, always have an intent to have charity. At least start giving away some percentage up to 10% to some causes or some charity wherever you believe in, temple, mosque, or churches, or in any causes to feed hungry, or donate in the orphanages or old age home. Why? Because when you give, that is the time you grow, but when you receive, that is the time where you survive. And I'm sure here none of you are just for survival. And do it, see it, and you will be wondering that really it is making result for you, extra result. This is something unsaid, you can only experience. And along with me, my hundreds of students are doing, and they have the result. So you too can try and test. So, and while you are doing so, appreciate what you do, what others do for you, and even what does not happen to you. So do we all agree to follow this code of honor for our own selves? Yes?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. So quickly for you, how we are going to do these training. So from Sunday to Saturday, what is the plan? I'm going to share quickly. Sunday, it is going to be technical session at 9:30 p.m. EST. Monday, there are assignments that I said that whatever you will learn, okay, that you are going to draw, and with that drawing you are going to create summary video up to 2 minutes, not more than that, maximum. It can be lesser than that. Okay, you can create multiple lesser than 2 minutes of video and post it in WhatsApp group. Okay, that is unsaid assignment, and every unsaid assignment you have to do after the technical session is done. Okay, so that is on the next day after the technical session. But there would be some said assignment, and that we would be telling you. But does it not mean that you won't do the unsaid assignment? Every time you have to do that. And on Tuesday, you have a separate RRP session, that is reference ready resume preparation by Devji, and a special timing and meeting link are provided by your HR or Devji in the group. So pay attention for that in your group on every Tuesday. And also on the same Tuesday at night, 9:30 p.m., we have the technical session. So come for that. Wednesday is again going to be your assignment day. It is always unsaid assignment or said assignment. Gradually, you will be seeing that some said assignment will be given to you. Then again, on Thursday, you will be attending RRP session. And on Friday, you need to do your own research, repeat it, do some assignment, and come prepared with the question and answer. Say, for example, we are teaching something, and there we will there we will be talking about some tools, and we will be asking you, you can go ahead and explore that by your own self, until we will ask you to come here and start demonstrating in front of us. So that thing, those things you can do on Friday. And Saturday is going to be your breather day, so you can relax on that day. Having said, I think everyone is clear with code of honor and the days of session when we are going to meet. Clear? Then we can proceed further.
Yes,
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prerna,
Yes.
you can share the slide if it is there ready with you.
Yeah, yes, Gaurav, give me a minute.
So today we will be looking at the roles. For that, Prerna is sharing the slides.
So, Gaurav, just let me know this is the right from where we stopped last time, or we were on a different slide. Just a confirmation.
No, different slide. We have to go next.
Go
We
in the
have,
earlier slide.
no, next, I guess.
Next one. This one was done.
Ceremonies, yeah.
1 second. Yeah, ceremonies, right? Yeah, I just wanted to cross-check that. Did we cover sprint planning too?
No, no, Prerna.
No, no.
I think you are sharing week 2, day 3.
Yes. Yes,
No.
yes. So that is the one we want, right? Or week 2, day 2.
I think we stopped at the roles of the product owner, scrum
Yes,
master,
I remember.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, product roles, and we were to start with the events, and we thought that events are gonna take time, so we stopped. Just give me a minute, okay?
I'm just trying to make sure I'm on the right chapter. So
Yes, got it. Wait a second. Yeah, we finished stakeholders, and we started with Scrum events, and then we were to start with Scrum ceremonies, right? Yeah. Give me a second. I'm sharing my screen. Let me know when it's visible. Yes. No, this is not the run. Give me a second.
So we were doing week 2, day 1 slide. Prerna.
Yes, Gaurav. Give me a second. I have too many slides. It's week 2, day 2. Yeah, I have it. One second.
Week 2, day 1.
Yeah, we stopped here, right? We finished stakeholders and then Scrum events. And here we stopped, right?
Yeah, so
Yes.
you can start with this slide, Prerna. I would request.
Yeah. Give me a second. So yes, once again, warm welcome to every one of you. We have a new joinee today, Aishwarya, and and she has kind of mentioned that she did go through the earlier videos. So I'll encourage you to ask any doubts if you have while understanding this, and this applies for everyone. So Aishwarya, for just your knowledge, these are all interactive sessions wherein it's not only the trainer talks, we encourage all the attendees to speak up and to share their doubts if any, or if they have anything to contribute. So feel free to talk between the classes. And yes, so right now, as you can see, we have reached to Scrum ceremonies. Okay. So what do you guys understand when we say ceremonies? I mean, general word. Yeah. What is the first thought that comes to you when I say a ceremony?
A party.
Okay, a party. Yeah. And
An event.
Planning for
Important
the
event.
entire project.
okay. I heard planning an entire project, planning an event. So yes, you all are right. First of all, it is an event. It is like a party, but a corporate one, and more on a professional meeting side. So we do have parties towards the end of the project, but these ceremonies are like major events in the life cycle of a, wherein first of all, everybody comes together and then share their views and plan out for the next activities. Okay. So for any party or any event in your personal or professional life, you have to plan things. You have to ensure who are the attendees, where it will take place. similar fashion, all these ceremonies also have to be taken care of. Okay. So everybody can see my screen. Yes.
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 Yeah, so I will request each one of you to read one points and how we want to go ahead with this. Like I will start ceremony, sprint planning. Okay. So the next person will read the purpose and the statement, then the attendees and the statement. And then for tips and tricks, I would require 3 people to read out the 3 different sentences. Are we good? Yeah. Should we start? So I'll start with ceremony. That is the first ceremony and the most important ceremony is sprint planning. So who would like to go ahead with the purpose?
Yeah, I'll read the purpose.
Yeah, please go ahead, Ashi.
Yeah, purpose is to create the sprint backlog and identify the sprint goal that the entire Scrum team is committing to over the course of the sprint.
Okay. So I'll just elaborate this point before going ahead. What do we mean by create a sprint backlog? Yeah. So first of all, we have to learn some of the new terminologies. These words might feel new, but the understanding and importance is the same that we have already studied. Okay. So create the sprint backlog and identify the sprint goal. Okay. I'll just break down this statement. First of all, sprint goal, the word itself is very easy to understand. What do we understand by sprint goal? What is the common understanding when I say sprint goal?
We
Yeah,
all
it is plain English understanding. Go ahead.
What I understand, Prerna, is the main project is divided into smaller bases from 2 to 4 weeks. What are you going to achieve? And that is
Yes.
the spring goal of that cycle before jumping into the next user story.
Okay. So you're almost there. So you have rightly mentioned the definition of sprints. Okay. So when a project has been broken into 3 to 4 weeks, that's a sprint. And then every sprint has a goal. Like for example, if you have your exams coming up, okay, and you prepare a schedule for your all the subjects, okay, assuming you have 10 subjects and you have 10 days, just to simplify, I know it was never that easy. So for one particular day, you had to complete one particular subject. So tell me, for that day, what was your goal?
To just concentrate on that one subject.
Perfect. So completing that subject, understanding and revising that subject was your goal. So rightly you mentioned that we do have this sprint, okay, but that entire sprint, you have some specific objectives or goals, we call them. So that can be any particular functionality, like, we have to get the website homepage and some of the functionality. So sprint goal, it simply means whatever the goal we have to achieve in a particular sprint. Everybody is on with me on this? Yes?
Can you just tell me a brief about sprint backlog?
Yeah, I have not explained it. I'll elaborate. So
Okay.
sprint backlog means just try to visualize a blackboard or a whiteboard that you had in your class. Okay. Can you all visualize that? So in that board, all the items or all the backlog items, we call them, all the items are mentioned that needs to be worked upon. Okay. So now let me give you an example. If you want to create, you remember, okay, let's go with a fun example and then I'll go to a corporate or industry example. Right now we were talking about events. Imagine you have your kids or some family members birthday party at you. It can be your father's 70th birthday, it can be your spouse's birthday, or it can be an event at home. Okay, so what are the activities you will do? See, generally most of the people make lists. Okay, I am a list person, so I always have a list for all the major things that I have to do or activities. So you will definitely have a list, right? Contact caterers, or get the quotation from them, then contact the decorators. If it's a big event, you'll require all that, right? Then ensure what are the return gifts and what is the menu to be decided, who are going to be the attendees, prepare invitations, right? These are like one of the 5 major activities. So these activities are called my product backlog item. These are the activities I associate with the party. Yes. Yes or no? Anybody agrees,
Yes.
disagrees?
Yes.
Right? So for
Yes.
any event, you have these activities. It can be any kind of event. It can be a party. It can be a get together. It can be, your spouse's office people coming over for dinner, or it can be your in-laws coming in from different country. It can be anything. So you prepare. So same way, for a sprint to be delivered, we have a sprint backlog wherein we have all the activities mentioned. And can anyone remember who handles or who maintains the sprint backlog? We have gone through that once in some of the notes. Yeah.
Product owner.
Oh,
Hmm.
the development team. Sorry, the sprint backlog. Product backlog is
Who
the
said
product
product
owner.
owner? Yeah. Who said prior to Kunali?
Yeah, I said product owner.
Praveen, very well done. Yes. So always remember, this can be a typical interview question, that who manages or who handles the product owner. So sorry, who handles the sprint backlog. So imagine sprint backlog is like your syllabus. Sprint backlog is like your main activities. So in your class, you remember you had all the teachers, but you had one class teacher dedicated. All of you, yes, during your school college time.
Yes,
Yes.
He or
subject
he was
teachers.
the one, yeah, he or she was the one who used to take your attendance. He or she is the one who was the go-to person for your class. Though you had maybe 5 or 6 other teachers, but your class teacher was the main one you used to go back to. So, and she used to manage the syllabus, for mostly all the or her subjects. So same way, product owner is the only responsible person, or he is the only authorized person who manages, who touches, who maintains, and who can access the product backlog. Now why is that so? You tell me. Now imagine I am from development team. Imagine you are from management team. Imagine everybody's from different team. Okay, cross functional teams. We have studied some sessions back, or people from different team having interest in your project, they come and they tell, oh, we want this functionality to be developed. Like for example, if you're working on a website development, now let's go to a corporate example or industry example. So everybody use Facebook. Yes, I tend to give this example often because it is very relatable.
Yes.
Everybody's seen Facebook portal. Yes, great. So imagine if you're developing something similar to Facebook, and for this sprint, your goal is to prepare the home page, your home screen. So your picture has to be there. A user has to upload his picture. They can upload the albums. They can edit and add their my information, information about yourself. So this is the kind of goal for your sprint. Okay. So tomorrow, per se, you're from development team and you're saying, hey, I'm already working on add a friend functionality. Why don't we have that? And you add that. Okay. Tomorrow, managing director or some senior from the team comes and say, no, we wanted to work on that network connectivity or some other functionality that I think is important. Let's work on that. So you see, we have this saying in English, many soups, many chefs spoil the soup kind of thing. So it's not advisable, or rather, it is not even in way allowed for everyone to touch the product backlog, because we need one responsible person who has the authority, who has the connectivity with clients, with managing, with senior team members in your organization, and with your development team. So that is why always remember that your product backlog is maintained and managed by only one person, and that is a product owner. And now you know the reason why? Yes, no?
Prerna,
Yes.
I have a question.
Mm. Yeah, please go ahead.
So the product backlog and the sprint backlog, they're not the same thing, right?
Okay, good, very good question, first of all. So see, you have multiple sprints, right? Like you have, per se, if it is a 2 month project, then you'll have around 4 sprint. Okay. Okay, let me start with what is a sprint. Sprint is a time duration, per se, of 15 days or 3 weeks, whatever your project has accepted a sprint duration. For our easy understanding, we will have a sprint of 15 days, like it's 2 weeks. Okay. Everybody's okay on this?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
I really need you guys to unmute. Just give me a
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So here what happens, you have a sprint and you have a sprint goal, but then and you have a sprint backlog. What is sprint backlog? Whatever work you have to complete within 15 days, whatever work you have to complete in a particular sprint. Imagine if some of the activities remain uncompleted, then that's a sprint backlog. Okay, backlog is very easy to understand. Yes, word. Yes.
Yes.
So in
Yes.
similar fashion, when we started the development or when we started the project, initially we had this product backlog, and that product backlog had some of the activities. Okay. Now that activities, you start with product backlog. Okay. And then every time that backlog is going to be huge, because it is kind of like having all the activities for your project. Okay. A product backlog simply means you have jot down all the activities important in your entire project, and out of it, like for example, there are 10 I would say activities mentioned. Okay, going back to the earlier party example, you have party on next Sunday, coming Sunday. Okay, today being Monday. So imagine your each day is a sprint, just for easy understanding. Okay, so you have 6 days and you have a party on the 7th day. So whatever task you have mentioned in your that product backlog for your party, those all tasks are your product backlog. What are the tasks we mentioned? Contacting or finalizing caterer, finalizing decorator, finalizing the cake, finalizing the menu, finalizing the attendees details, sending them invites, finalizing the venue. Okay, so imagine these are the 7 tasks, and this is your product backlog. Okay, because these are all the tasks. So for Monday being the first sprint, imagine your work is, your activity to be done is contacting the caterer and finalizing the menu. So Monday's task is your sprint backlog, whereas all the tasks is your product backlog. Is it okay for you, Ashwara, now?
No,
So
can you please
do you
repeat
see
it
the
again?
difference? Yeah,
No,
yeah.
can you
What I
please
was
repeat?
saying is, yeah, product backlog is the entire activity list that you have to perform, which is broken down or which is divided into sprints to be worked upon. Like for our weekend party on a Sunday, we have per se 7 activities that I just mentioned, and every day we have to complete each task. So my everyday's task, assuming it's a sprint backlog, and the entire week's task is my product backlog. Are you able to understand? What about others?
Yes.
Yep,
So
it's clear now.
I have one more question. So the product owner will be having the product backlog, right?
Yes, he accesses and he only maintains. Others
Okay.
cannot touch it because we don't want multiple people to access and change the priority. And by the way, one of the important thing is it works as per priority. Like if the customer comes and say, hey, I want chocolate cake instead of pineapple cake, then the priority would change from pineapple cake to chocolate cake. I'm just giving the party example. That is very easy to correlate. You get that? And then product see whatever changes or whatever updates comes, they have to major one, they have to go to product owner, and product owner is the person, like he's the authorized person to access and update the product backlog and the sprint backlog. So so for example, imagine your entire
Prerna?
year's syllabus. Yeah, let me finish please.
Sorry.
Imagine your entire year's syllabus, like entire year school year is a product backlog, right? Is a product backlog, and your each unit test or each semester is like a sprint backlog as in whatever remains in that sprint that gets carried out to the next sprint. Okay, backlog means whatever you could not finish. Yeah, someone was saying something, please go ahead.
Yeah, Prerna,
Mhm.
I'm a little confused. So I was going through the Scrum guide, and in that it was mentioned that the sprint backlog is something that is maintained by the development team and not the product owner.
So
I'm a
I did not
little
mention about the sprint backlog, I mentioned about a product backlog.
Okay, so the
Product,
product
see, like
backlog
for
is maintained by the product
by
owner,
product
right?
owner. Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes, yes.
okay,
See, it's product. Sprint
okay.
backlog is basically, you know what? I'll tell you in which way it is mentioned like that. So product backlog is broken into like your entire year's syllabus is broken down into unit test. Okay, so in that unit test or in that particular sprint backlog, a developer can have a say. I'm not saying it's a foolproof. They can have say that, okay, we were working in that functionality, this functionality comes handy. Okay, so can we have the priority this way, or customer has asked for this work to be done, no? So the thing is, they can maintain that, but the priority and addition deletion rights are majorly with product owner. Because why that happens is, a customer can ask for multiple things, and from other functionalities that can involve more cost, more time. But then, as a product owner, we have to ensure that our project completes on time, our project completes within budget, right? So all these things, holistic view is better at product owner level. As a development team member, you are not sure about the what is the budget of the project, or who is handling what, and what are the overall timelines of entire project submission, because they are comparatively at a junior level and comparatively has less visibility. So product backlog, definitely. And generally people don't go on sprint backlog questions, because they understand that you should be more into working point of view and not the theory point of view. But only because you have highlighted, always remember, product backlog is handled only and only by product owner. And this is the highlight of this entire discussion. Okay, everybody good on this?
Yes,
Yes,
Prerna.
ma'am.
But
Yes.
so who handles the sprint backlog then?
See, sprint backlog is managed by developers. That's what just Ashi also emphasized as on paper. But to be very honest, always consider sprint as a breakup of the product backlog. Okay, so they manage as in they can manage. Okay, I can work on this today, I can work on this tomorrow. But the decision making is generally with the product owner, because sprint backlog is anyways it is the part of product backlog. Okay, and the team can manage when to develop what, but it's not that they can take decision that we can work on this and we can work on not. They can work on the priority of what to be developed and what to be worked upon, but they are not the directly I would say decision makers of what we can go ahead or what we cannot. As a see, first of all, as a development team, you're working on that. Okay, so you are part of that team, but then decision making power always remains a product owner. Just remember that in this context. And I'm telling you this not from theoretical point of view, from actual practical industry point of view. Because as a development team member, as I told you, that you do not have all the inside information about clients project budget and timelines, entire, as in you do have some idea. So though you maintain, but the decision making power remains with product owner.
So
Everybody is
what
good
is
with
the
this?
role of Scrum Master then?
Wait. I want to add something over
We
here.
will come to that, Krupali. We will. Yeah,
Prerna.
Gaurav, go ahead.
I just wanted
Yeah.
to say that, but remember,
Yeah.
as a future Scrum Master, everyone has to be top of that. So Scrum Master is always going to be top of that, as Krupali was also asking this question. So even the power is there in product owner's hand, the development team is managing it, but Scrum Master will make sure that everyone is following the guidelines so that backlog items are moving ahead towards the done. Okay, so at the end, what may happen that you decided to work upon it, but something never moved from to do to doing, or even from doing to done. So then Scrum Master has to take the charge. And in case someone has worked upon it and he forgot to move the item from to do to doing, and this has been the practical part, he makes sure if the person has not turned up on his behalf, he will do that, because he will see the inside the ticket, the comments has gone well. Inside the tickets, everything attachment has gone well. So now what he will do, he will simply move it ahead. Is it clear now, Krupali?
Yes, so that's what my understanding was, that the Scrum Master is responsible for making sure each sprint cycle and sprint backlog is completed by the teammates on time.
So in any Scrum team, yeah, he is on top of that everything, but as a self-organizing team, okay, so everyone has to take the responsibility. And because the Scrum development team is working on the sprint backlog item, so they have to own them, okay, but Scrum Master will be on top of that. Is it clear now, difference?
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me give a little bifurcation wise, rightly what Gaurav has mentioned. Now there are three things. Okay. Product owner is the owner of the product backlog. First thing. Second, development team works on that backlog. So they kind of, they have the rights to access it and, utilize it. And third thing, Scrum Master, being a servant leader, being their guide or mentor, he ensures that everything is being done properly. Okay, so now just to associate that in with a party example, for example, if a house party is there, your parents might be the owner of the activities because they are the ultimately people who will be, just imagine you're a teenager or a college going person, not as of now. They are the people who will be shelling money for the event. Okay. Then you and your siblings were maybe the executioner, like actual development team handling the work, and maybe your uncle, auntie, or other senior members, they were ensuring as a Scrum Master that you are doing your job properly. Now you see how everybody is connected, but owning point of view, see, because you know what, if everybody comes and starts changing the priority or adding more item, that product backlog is going to go haywire. So you need only one person responsible for updating it, but others are directly associated with work wise. Is this example making sense, Krupali and others?
Yes, Prerna. Going back to this party example, the party may be owned by the parents of the child, but if you have a middle person in charge of decoration, food, catering, the middle person is responsible for making sure everything
For
moves smoothly.
executing the activities, and the senior person along with the middle person, that is a Scrum Master, he is responsible to ensure that everything is carried out and completed smoothly. See, why we are focusing on this accessing product backlog partner, that will come in future, because see, if you have too many people, like for example, if you have a locker or a safe in a bank where you keep all your jewelry and maybe important documents, you don't your kids know that it is there. Okay, your family members know, but not everybody access that, right? Only your parents as a joint custody, they have the access to the key. Is it relatable, right? But everybody knows that, okay, we have these things, and it might contain your son's chain, it might contain your daughter's earring. So they are participating, but because it's an important thing, it's an important activity list, only product owner has an access to update it. So there are different aspects to this. So I hope everybody is clear. If not, don't worry, we going forward, as we explain more on this, you'll be able to understand it better. Okay, yes. Should we go to attendees?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So attendees is quite simple. If you see, it's like for sprint planning, we need the entire team. Entire team means development team, your Scrum Master, and along with the product owner. Generally, product owner tries to be there, but because they are at a very senior high level, and they are many times are active in multiple projects.
Prerna, I can't
yeah.
see the slides.
You can't see the slides. Nobody can see the slide.
No.
No, ma'am.
No.
Give me a
Screen
second.
share
I don't
is
know.
stopped. Yeah.
1 second. Yeah.
So
Give
guys,
me a
meanwhile, while
second.
Prerna is presenting that, I just wanted you to remind that, remember the braid loaf example. It has worked in one of the interview as well. So that is easy for you to understand in the difference between sprint backlog and actual backlog, product backlog item.
Is it visible
Anyway, that is
now?
going to come next.
Yeah.
not yet.
No, we can't see it,
Not
Prerna.
yet. I am okay. My screen share is loading. Give me a second. Yeah, it's loading.
Yeah, it is loading. Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Yeah. So we just highlighted on attendees that everyone is expected and is required to attend this sprint planning ceremony. And by the way, what is a sprint planning? Sprint planning means the upcoming 15 days, what all activities we are going to work, what is the priority of the customer, what all tasks we have in hand. So it's basically planning your entire sprint in advance. Okay. And I think that is quite self-explanatory, but still I thought I'll just touch base upon that. Now I want 3 people to read out the tips and tricks, please. 3 different people. Yeah.
I can go with the first one.
Please go ahead.
Tips and tricks. Encourage the team to discuss and negotiate each item related to the sprint goal. Sketching can be helpful.
Yeah, I'll read the
Thank you,
second one.
Aruna. Yeah, please go ahead.
Ensure the product backlog has been ordered and completed by the product owner before sprint planning begins.
Once the sprint goal is set,
Thank
it
you.
can be broken by the product owner, but should remain relevant throughout the course of the sprint.
Thank you so much. Okay. So try to understand whatever we discussed, similar points or related points are mentioned here. First of all, encourage the team to discuss and negotiate each item related to the sprint goal. Sketching can be helpful. So here what they say, in this sprint, we want to have contribution from every team member, like a development team member, from everyone, testing, BA, developers, or, network engineers, if you have any, they all have to discuss and negotiate. That means, first of all, in this sprint, whichever activities we have to get done. All the team members should be, what I would say, aware of that. And if they have any trouble or, one second, is my screen visible?
No.
I'm just getting, I'm getting frequently disconnected from my laptop. I don't know. This is, I think, the second time it has happened. It's okay. I'll just read out and I'll just connect again once my Zoom is connected from laptop. The thing is, every team member is encouraged to be a part of these sessions, because their work is also affected. They have to ultimately deliver. So everybody discusses, if there is any technical challenge, or if there's anything that can take time, or they might not be able to complete. So basically, it's a brainstorming with an entire team, and everybody is expected to discuss and put forward their point. Okay. Sketching can be helpful, as in they have to like come up with the diagrams and discussions. So it can be anything, you just have to be visual, and you have to ensure that you participate. That's the first point. Okay. Second is, ensure the product backlog has been ordered and completed by the product owner. So see now, here what they are saying, that product backlog has to be updated and ordered. Now, there are two things. Updated means, if it is a continuous sprint, so that means the earlier sprint items which are already worked upon or delivered to the customer, that should be marked accordingly, like they should be marked done. So that is the fun updated. And ordered means, whatever activities we have in a product backlog that will come in this sprint, they have to be prioritized. Okay. Now, for example, tomorrow, if you have a maths paper on if tomorrow you have a maths paper, then you are supposed to, or you mostly work on maths the day before. Okay. So it's that way. What is the priority for tomorrow? Okay, it's maths paper. So you will not go ahead and study history, right? Because you want to revise and you have to ensure that you remember all the formulas well, and you practice properly. So that is the way priority is decided. So the product backlog may have, say, hundreds of items, but in this sprint, if you want to focus on 10 of them, then they have to be prioritized. And who does that? Okay, I'm getting from an error. One second, give me a second. Yeah, I'm getting an error with Zoom on my laptop. Let me try to reconnect it. So that is what it says. It says that, give me a second. Gaurav, are you able to share your screen? Because it seems I have some issue with my internet as well as
Slides
my
are
Zoom
not
on
open.
laptop.
Just give me a moment. I'll just quickly open the slide and
Do you
share.
want me to
Yeah?
share it?
No.
I can share
Zoom
via
is open.
WhatsApp.
No.
No. I think my browser crashed. My browser crashed. One second. Yeah, you also try. I'm also trying, but my browser just crashed. So I have to log in and stuff. No. Guys, please bear with me for a second. This happens sometimes.
And meanwhile, this is happening. We are fixing this. I want to reiterate something. Like someone messaged me that they find that still they need to catch up on few things because they are not able to understand. So let me tell you one very important thing, which may sound really childish to you when you will start and you will do that. You remember during the code of honor, I asked you the declaration with the anchor. Okay. The moment you will do that, you will find things are going easy to you. The clapping thing is very important. This is the anchor for the body. Understand, the focus is just like a ship, and it will wander in the ocean. If there is no anchor, it will not stand tall at the harbor. So your focus is just like that ship, and it requires to not to get lost in the ocean of thoughts, and that's the reason bodily anchor is given to it. When it may sound childish, you forget to do it, or you may not do it, or you don't give importance to it. And trust me, whoever has done it and then followed into the deep learning, they found the concept has gone really easy, because your every neurons are ready for it to digest. Okay, so please don't underestimate the power of the anchor when it comes to deep learning after doing it. So kindly do that, and trust me, do it and you see the magic. Okay, because many people have been doing and they are finding things are going easy. So if it is not going easy for you, this is the message for you. Okay, and yeah, so we will be sharing the screen very, very soon, as I said. So give me a
Gaurav
second.
sir,
Yes.
while we are waiting,
Yeah.
when we are attending the RR sessions with Dev sir, he said that you can create your LinkedIn ID, do the connections, work on your resume, and ask your trainers to brief you on, when your resume is ready, they'll brief you on the technology and tools and get you ready. So how should we go about this after following the steps and guidelines of the RR session?
So in RRP session, you are told that LinkedIn session should be created. Is that so?
No, LinkedIn is done. One step is that by creating connections and LinkedIn profile and all that. Second, we work on our resume and we show it.
Okay. So your resume is approved by Devji already?
Not yet, but once it's approved, they say you can go to your trainers and
Exactly.
they will
Yeah.
brief you in with the applications, tools, and everything that you need to learn.
Exactly. So what happens, Krupali? So there are two things. So once you want to speed it up. So once you want to speed it up, we give you past days recording. Okay. So you go your own and you try to complete it. And there you learn everything in the fast speed, because we have already taught you the tools and everything else. Right. But if you want to go ahead with the current batch, so even though your CV is ready, we will let you go through we will let you go through this what do we call it, the tools and trainings, every single thing, right? And so you are ready, you are able to understand that, and you are able to experience that as well. So that's the reason you can do that with us. So, and that is the time we will tell you how to learn any tool. Okay, any tool, be it any tool, when it comes to Agile and Scrum. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, so this is the way. So you tell us that which way you want. You want to go ahead with the team, with the batch, you can go ahead. If you still want to proceed further, we will give you the prior links. And in fact, we have given you as well, I believe so.
Yes, training and all that, Gaurav sir, we understand. But I just want to make sure we are understanding this whole process of what tool. And there are so many videos out there, so much technology information out there. So we want to make sure we are ready for the interview.
Yeah, we will make you ready. See, the thing is that, in market, there are always new things are coming. Do you need to learn every single thing? No.
That's
Say,
why
for
it's
example,
overwhelming, just to see how much information is out there.
Yeah. So say, for example, till yesterday, everyone was willing to learn Jira. Jira. Recently, Aruna has explained iScrum. Okay. iScrum almost no one is using, but she has got the confidence. Tomorrow, if any tool will roll in, new tool will roll in, it does not cater anything beyond it. It will cater every single concept will remain same. Are you following what I'm
Yes,
saying, Krupali?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So thereby she develops her own confidence that tomorrow let it be any tool, I should be able to crack that. Okay, and she learned by her own. Did I tell her that how it works, how it doesn't? Because I just gave the direction to all of you in the session that you have to explore by your own self. Even though if you explore or you don't explore, tomorrow we play in that tool in any one tool. Okay, so excuse me. So today is the tool Jira. The entire world is talking about Jira. Tomorrow, new tool emerge, that is Azure DevOps. Okay, the concept is the same, and you will be able to understand that. So if there will be tomorrow new tool, even if you have worked on new tool, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, and how to explore, how to bring confidence on new tool, that we will be telling you towards the end of the batch or ongoing track. Is it okay,
Okay,
Krupali?
thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Yes. Prerna, we can see your screen now. So let's resume from where we are. Who was reading?
Yes. No, I was just explaining the last
Okay.
point, then we'll be done with this slide. So yes, here the last thing is, once the sprint goal is, so we just completed how why it is important to order and update the product backlog, because updating means we have to ensure that all the completed tasks are done, and order means which is the priority. The last point, once the sprint goal is set, it can be broken by the product owner, but should remain relevant throughout the course of the sprint. Like for example, if we had to take the example of our earlier party example, and then we decided that we have to confirm on a caterer. Okay, so confirm on a caterer is a task. Is a sprint goal, for example. But then how do you achieve it? Then you have to visit the caterer, you have to go for the food testing part, you have to ensure their rates are proper, you have to ensure that they have all the menus that you require, they serve all the menus, you have to check that they deliver on time, or they deliver, their budget is their, I would say, estimations or their billing is in your budget. So you see, one sprint goal can have so many activities. Okay, so that way, it's mentioned that once the sprint goal is set, the product owner can break down the activities. Like they have to discuss, okay, we have to confirm the caterer, okay, but it has plus 5 or 6 activities. So as a team, they'll break down the activity, product owner being there, and then these activity, what it says, they should be remain relevant throughout the sprint. Like for example, we have to ensure that however we complete the sprint goal or sprint activities, we are reaching toward the project delivery. That means everything that we are doing or we are developing has to contribute to what the customer is asking. Right. So ultimately, whatever activity you do, we have to ensure that our party preparations are going fine. So imagine your party being a product backlog and you deciding a caterer is your sprint backlog item, like a particular task that you again break down. But you have to ensure that you do that within timeline before the party, and it is completed and it is relevant to your goal, that is your party. So everybody understands this. And even if you feel that you might have some, or you might need some time to digest, I will recommend to rewatch this recording after it's uploaded on your YouTube channel, because right now you're listening, you're looking at screen, you might be a little sleepy, you might have some other thoughts, so you tend to kind of dilute your attention. But when you rewatch the videos putting earphones, your 100% focus is generally there, right? So you will kind of recollect or understand it better. But still, if there are no major doubts, we can go to the next slide, right? Let me know. Is it okay? Should we move ahead?
Yes, we're good.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So starting with the other ceremonies, we just completed a sprint planning. It was quite important. So even, we gave it due time. So now there are further ceremonies that are daily scrum and sprint review. Okay. So similar fashion, can someone read out the daily scrum ceremony details, please? Yes, please unmute yourself and start with purpose, then attendees, and then tips and tricks.
You can go ahead, Prerna, if nobody's leaving.
Yeah.
I will do it. Ceremony, you wanted to read the purpose? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hi.
yes. Sorry, I was on mute. Please go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. It's daily Scrum, and purpose is to provide the Scrum team an opportunity to discuss progress, announce daily commitments, and identify impediments, which should be cleared by the Scrum Master.
Perfect. So let me clarify on this. When we say, see, daily Scrum, first of all, the word means daily. So it's a daily activity, and it's also called as daily stand-up. So why it is called as daily stand-up is this is a very short meeting that happens maybe where you sit or maybe in a conference room, but by standing up. It's a very interesting concept. It really works wonders. It's an activity where every team member comes in and nobody sits. Okay, it's a stand up meeting, means you actually stand. I have been part of such meetings. We conduct these, and it's a very quick meetings, and it generally is kind of uh, you know very effective and very simple. And what do you do in this meeting? Basically, you break down your discussion in three parts. First thing is, I call it 888. So basically, what did you work in earlier 8 hours? Like, what did you work in previous day? What are you going to work today? And today's 8 hours. 8 hours means 8 working hours. And next, if you have any issues, impediments, roadblocks, problems, you can share there. Like, for example, I'm a development team member. I can say, okay, yesterday I worked on development of that homepage functionality. Today, that was my task for yesterday. Today, I'll be working on add a friend, understanding Facebook's example, add a friend, send request functionality. And as a developer, I'm facing this issue that my database connectivity has some problem, or there is some images are not loading. So whatever issues I have, I can share. And why this is important is because you have all the team members present in this group, from testing, from networks, from database, from everyone, as an entire development team. If you have any issues, so other team member can understand, okay, that development team is facing this issue, or they completed this. So as a testing team member, they know that what is going to come in testing later, so they can work accordingly. They can start preparing test plan. If there is any issue from network, a network administrator person from your team can, okay, they can, like, I'll connect with you, we can sort this out. If there's any database issue, or database DBA person can connect, say, okay, you're facing this issue, let us connect. So you see what happened. First of all, everybody knew what everybody has worked upon, what everybody is going to work today. And then if there are any issue, as a team, collectively, we all solve it. So it's a very effective method. It's a very effective team strategy. It's very practical also, and it does not take time. Otherwise, any of your typical corporate meetings are minimum half an hour or 1 hour, and it takes a lot of time, and not everybody is involved. So yes.
I have
So
a question.
this is the method.
So,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
if
go ahead.
you have a daily meeting, so who will organize the meeting? And for example, if the development is having some issue, he can like come up and say, I need a meeting immediately. Can he do that as well? So he don't want to wait for the
See,
Scrum Master to-
generally, first of all, the Scrum Master is the person who is in charge to set up and ensure that everybody attends the meeting. Answering your first question. Second, development. See, this is now you're talking about an ad hoc meeting, okay? Ad hoc. So in such a scenario, if there is some urgency, then definitely they can. And second thing is, if there is any ad hoc or any emergency, then definitely anybody from team can come up and talk to Scrum Master and request for a meeting.
Okay,
But
okay,
it
got
generally
it.
doesn't happen so often, because see, every day you meet up in the morning. Okay, sometimes in some of my earlier organization there is to be 2 scrums, though it is not advisable, but still. So and then as a team you work very closely with each other. It's recommended that you sit at one location, recommended. Okay, it is all pre-corona guidelines, so nowadays people are working from home and remote, but earlier it was, and I'll always say it's recommended, so you are very close to scrum master or other team members. So unless it's something very burning, then you might call out for a meeting, or you can just discuss then and there and get it resolved. Okay, Aishwarya?
Yeah, thank you, I got it.
Perfect. Yeah, so please someone read out the attendees.
Scrum Master, production team, product owner, and outside stakeholders are option.
Are optional. Perfect. Thank you. So here, see, first of all, your entire team is required, because everybody knows, that what is happening. Again, just I would say additional note. Product owner is being mentioned here, but in daily Scrum, he or she is sometimes optional, because I told you they generally have multiple projects and they are at a very senior level. So it's not mandatory, though they are expected to attend, but then it's not the case that every day the product owner will be with you. Yeah, Scrum Master and development team members are definitely there. And now you say outside stakeholders are optional. Like for example, if you had say any major issues with network, and the team member within your team is not sufficient enough, or you have to procure some maybe laptops or something, hardware stuff, then the other team who manages that, that team is responsible, and then you might request them to join and ask for the status. Okay, so all these things are optional. They are as per the need basis. So everybody is good with this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, thank you for answering. Yeah, so last tips and tricks. Can 4 people just read out one, please?
Be sure the
Yes.
team can see each other. If you are remote, use video conferencing tool.
Is it easy to understand? Explain what it means. Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Second.
Don't let
Second,
this
please.
meeting turn into a verbal status report.
Perfect. So here it's not that you have to come and give the thesis or the essay. Here you have to hit on the head, be very specific, and only share the points mentioned. What did you work on earlier day, 8 hours? What are you planning to work in today? And if there are any impediments or roadblocks, please mention. So do not start with, okay, I started working on this and this happened. Don't give them long stories. Nobody has that much time, and this is not the agenda of this meeting. Okay, so be very specific and ensure that it is closed in timely fashion. Got it? It's very easy. That's what we just discussed now.
Yes.
Yeah. Third point, please.
Encourage team members.
Go ahead. That's fine.
Yeah, go ahead, Krupali.
Encourage team members to get together after the daily scrum to discuss any items that require additional conversation.
Perfect. So what it says, see, in the meeting, you share the updates of the status or the highlights, just important things. What are you working? But imagine if you have any further discussions to be done, like the earlier example I shared, that if there's any network issue and you need some guidance, then that particular team can come up and they can discuss together. So in that team, not everybody is required, right? Try to understand why we are focusing so much on time and so much on the correct or effectiveness of the discussion, because these sprint, though they look as 15 days or so, they are very time crunch, as in the activities involved are huge and everybody is tied up. So we have to ensure that we do not end up wasting anybody's time. So to ensure that if any particular team member or development team has any issues, they can connect with the other person, the required team members, and they can go ahead. So in the discussion, if you feel that, okay, you need more guidance, more discussion from other team member, you can have those one-on-one specific discussions. And see, it's mentioned, it is encouraged. So it is not that you mandatorily have to go. If that can be resolved within the team meeting, it's fine. But you still feel that you need more guidance, you need to talk to the other person, please go ahead and have your discussion and get it sorted. Okay, makes sense?
Yes.
Perfect. The last point, I think Aruna was saying last thing. Yeah, Aruna, go ahead with the last point, please.
Do not let this meeting go longer than 15 minutes.
Yes, yes, yes. See, because you're first of all you're standing, right? All of you are standing, so it's gonna be humanly taxing for you to stand for a longer time, and then you got to start your day. You got to start working. So ensure that it doesn't stretch beyond that particular time. So everybody good with daily scrum or stand-up meetings? Trust me, it's a fabulous concept. It works wonders. It's very effective and it's very time consuming. Sorry, time effective. Okay. So everybody good with this? Can we go to sprint review? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, yeah. Can someone start with the purpose? I want everybody to read it, so don't make me take names, guys. Whoever hasn't read it, please go ahead and read. Purpose. Yeah, sprint review purpose.
Showcase the work completed over the course of the sprint. Gather feedback from stakeholders to inspect and adapt the product.
Perfect. Now you see review. First of all, now in some earlier, maybe a couple of minutes before we were discussing about in RRT sessions, our CVs are first prepared and then approved by Dev sir. Then they have to be reviewed by the trainer. So what do we mean by review? Review means once something has been completed by you, worked upon by you, then you showcase that. Then you showcase that to the stakeholders. And why do you showcase that? Asking for feedbacks. Like for example, okay, like I'll just tell you. Once your that a house party is done on a Sunday, okay, and then on a Monday maybe you all have taken a leave because you were exhausted or tied up. You sit with your parents, you sit with your uncle, aunties, you sit with the kiddos in your family, and you ask them, like, "Hey, how did it go?" We ask that, how is the food, how is the preparation. We ask that during the functions, but later also we check with our family members. Hey, did you like the food? How was it? So that's basically review. And here it's explicitly mentioned, it's with the stakeholders. So stakeholders can be anything and everything, starting with your customer, your other team members, your senior management from your company. It can be everybody who has a stake, who has an interest in your project. Okay. So first of all, they come, they gather, you showcase them. Okay, we have completed this course, this work in the sprint, and you ask for the feedback. Now, trying to give the corporate example, if you're working on the Facebook website, then you ask that, okay, we have developed this. Does this functionality look good? Is the color theme as per your requirement? Is this speed okay? Or you feel it's a little faster, a little slower. You need how many pictures to be uploaded on this page? Whatever you have developed, you showcase, you present them, and you ask for the feedback. Okay. And in case they're happy, it's a win-win. If they have some doubts or if they have some adjustments, you try to work on that in the next sprint, because now this sprint has gone and you take the notes. So you see, review is a simple review. It's like an you know post completion of work, you give a review to the stakeholders. Everybody's okay with this? Any doubts? Yes.
No.
No, yes. It's kind of easy to understand, because all of you, maybe professionally in education, in your school, colleges, have given reviews, and you know how it looks like. So it's like kind of like in your open day, where you as parents now go earlier, your parents used to attend yours. So kind of like that, but in little more organized and fruitful, I would say. Okay, attendees, who will read out the attendees, please? Go ahead.
One second, I have a doubt. Like if you are having a sprint weeks, like you told me that is like 2 weeks once you'll be doing, you will divide and do,
Assuming
right?
it can be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but we go
Okay.
with 2 weeks just for simplicity's
Okay.
sake. Yeah.
Okay. So when the sprint review will be done? So after finishing the
After the
entire
sprint is
thing?
done, yes. After
Okay.
2 weeks. See, entire project is broken down into sprints. If your project is for 6 months, then you'll have 12 sprints, right? But it's not the case that you will meet with the stakeholders after 6 months. You meet after every sprint, because that is what is required. I'm saying that is why it is so dynamic. It is so fast. Like how you send your kids to tuition classes, you often go and meet the teacher, right? You
Okay,
don't
so
meet her
it's
after the exam. You
yeah.
meet her
So
after every unit test, after
yeah.
every, major test. How is she doing? How is he doing? Is he answering? So it's that way. I'm just trying to give a real life example. Yeah, Aishwarya.
Okay, so it's like after every planning, you need to give a review and like that,
No,
right? So
not every planning. After, see, planning is done before sprint. Then as
okay.
per the planning, you work in a sprint. And then once you complete the sprint, okay, once you complete the sprint, you give the review. Like, okay, we
Okay.
have completed
Okay, got it.
this. Please have a look. Got it?
Okay. Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, got it.
And Prerna, just for everyone, kindly continue to pay attention because we are together going to repeat this every single time. Like if you have
Yes.
gone through already our 5 session, we have already told when this review will happen. We will be again telling you tomorrow and again in the next session until Agile Scrum gets over. And
Until
later
Agile Scrum
it will,
gets over. Yeah.
yeah, and later your turn will come up where you will be telling us when it is going to happen. So accordingly, please pay attention and look when it is going to come. Okay, look at it. Thank you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Gaurav. Yeah. So who are the attendees? Please read out. Guys, you take so much of time to read out. Yeah, don't
The
make me
entire
take
Scrum
names. Please
team
go ahead.
plus certain managers,
Perfect.
stakeholders, customers, and other developers.
Perfect. So honestly, everyone who is involved in a project, it can be definitely your customer, your team, I mean development team, then anybody who is helping you from other team members. Maybe you have those senior consultants who come for your project work particularly to guide you. They also some other senior members or managing directors or anybody senior who is involved from your organization. So everybody is invited and they are expected to attend a meeting. Okay, this is very simple. So now going to tips and tricks, please.
Ensure that any outside stakeholders know where they need to be when get the room prepared.
Okay, ensure that any outside stakeholders know. So basically, everybody should know where it is taking place and what time it is taking place. So, and the room is prepped means now this the question somebody had asked. So basically, Scrum Master is the person who is responsible to arrange and manage all the meetings. Arrange means starting with ensuring that there will be have a decent or big enough conference room for all the stakeholders. If there are anybody joining from remote, you have to ensure that your video cameras are on, your sound is working, your presentation if projector is working. So all these things might look very simple and sound very silly, but they are very important, starting with having all the markers around, so everything. So you have to ensure that your team is that your room is prepared and everybody knows where the meeting is going to take place. Okay, yes. Second point,
The
The
production
production
team
team should not feel like they are defending their work. Prep to ensure they are able to shine.
yeah, just don't get confused on this word of production. It is basically development team. So first of all, there should not be any blame games. Okay, so they should not feel offensive or they should not feel any way offended or they should not be so I would say cornered. It's like more of presenting what the work has been done. If it is done in a proper manner, please appreciate them, encourage them. If there are still scope for improvement, highlight from that point of view. So basically, we all have to be very professional and very ethical in attending this meeting. It's as simple as that. You don't have to make someone feel smaller or make them feel not so good about their work or overall. So and then prep to ensure that they are able to shine. That means give them enough room, enough encouragement that they feel motivated. Okay, because they're also your team members. And last,
capture actionable feedback as item in the backlog.
yes. Now, when there is a review, there has to be a feedback, and whatever feedback you get as a team, you please mention that in your backlog. Like for example, you worked on that Facebook example and someone said, okay, that color theme, I don't want it blue, I want it what ocean green, just any hypothetical color. Okay, so that comes as a feedback. So that will go as an actionable item in your list to work on the next sprint. Okay, so in the next upcoming sprint. So basically, whatever updates you get, whatever feedback you get, you have to jot it down and ensure that we work on that. Everybody is good with this? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'll just request Gaurav to go ahead with the
Yeah,
last one.
I just wanted to
Yeah.
say that. Yeah, so
Yeah, thank you.
I may not ask everyone to read it. So this is a
Mhm.
sprint retrospective. Yeah. So what exactly the purpose is? So team need to inspect. Let me ask you one thing. When you look at the word itself, retrospective, there are two words. Combining them, the retrospective word has come up. Can any one of you tell me what are those two words? Come on, think about it, look at it, gaze it, and tell me.
I think one is perspective.
Okay.
Retro.
Retro, yeah.
One is
Okay.
inspect, I think so. Like one is
Yeah,
inspect.
good, good. So well attempted. Yeah, everyone is right. Everyone attempted very, very well. Yes, this is retro and this is inspective, retrospective. Spec means look at it. Okay, retro means back.
Back.
Right? Do you all agree with me? Yeah. So look at it back. Look back. When you look back, what do? You reflect upon. Do you do or don't you? You do it, right?
Yes.
When you look back, you reflect upon. So the purpose is clear now when I elaborated the word retrospective. So look back and reflect upon. So whatever sprint is done. So tell me, let me ask you this question. The ceremony sprint retrospective, when it should occur?
End of the sprint.
End of the sprint. That's a brilliant answer. Thank you so much, Praveen. Yes. So as the name suggests, now you know the answer behind retrospective, the two combination of two words that says that look back and reflect upon when the sprint ends. So the purpose is very much clear, is to reflect upon. And what you will do when you will reflect upon, what will come up then?
Feedback, like how
Feedback.
it went. Yeah.
What else?
Some changes. Some changes.
Some changes, means that
Improvements.
you can improvements. That's wonderful. What else? So in a nutshell, feedback will appear. Feedback means whatever you did, how did it go? Did it go well or did not it go well? Do we need to change in some strategy or the speed of working, or to respond to the changes, or how should we accommodate the changes? These all things, the n number of data we will collect and recollect, and we will become ready to reuse them in where?
Upcoming sprint.
Exactly, Praveen, you are right. So in upcoming sprint, we are going to reuse them, all of those learning. So ceremony is what? Sprint retrospective. Purpose is very much clear, to reflect upon, and attendees are very much important. It is optional for product owner, but rest of the entire team member has to be there. Okay, the scrum master will be there, the production team will be there, the entire development team will be there, and excuse me, as this sprint retrospective, as it has been earlier mentioned, that none of the ceremony should be the blame game, but a ceremony itself, where you are going to give high five each other, you are going to celebrate. It should be a fun, it should create energy, it should not drain energy. Okay, so how is your involvement in every ceremony as a development team or a scrum team member? You must ask, or if you are scrum master itself, once you get placed, you should ask yourself, how I am driving this entire meeting towards energy building or energy draining. So it's your responsibility as a scrum master that every meeting becomes this energy building, and everyone should feel wow about it. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So quick tips and tricks is that don't allow people to point fingers, that I covered, and play the blame game. Create a safe space for people to provide their honest feedback. So when you are as a scrum master, making sure that this meeting or this ceremony should be energy building exercise. what do you think, how the audience or the entire participants will feel when it will be energy building exercise every ceremony? How would they feel?
Motivated.
Motivated, exactly. Thank you so much, Praveen. And like Praveen, everyone can try to answer as well. So yes, so the ultimate, your intention will work. How do you want them to make feel, and how do you not want them to feel? Okay, the distinction is very much clear. Accordingly, you are going to contribute as a Scrum Master in the ceremony, and accordingly the chances of this ceremony going to get end with. Okay, use games and different questions to mix things up and reduce monotony. So like, are you looking at me that I am asking frequently some question? Am I doing this or not? Am I doing it, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
everyone can see that. So likewise, as a Scrum Master, how you can contribute? So apart from asking question, you can introduce some games. Okay, so how to introduce some games or not? We have created some fun-filling games towards the end of this entire Agile Scrum BA track gets over. Okay, and every one of you are going to love that. So likewise, you need to start learning how you can create some games for sprint retrospective, because like with the game itself you are learning. Okay, so have you ever played such game where you have played and at the end you have learned something?
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes.
if if you are interested in any kind of sports and your learning antenna is erected, by looking at others game also you learn. Yeah, provided your learning attitude is active. Do you all agree with me or not? Yes.
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 Yeah. So this is how we are going to do in the sprint retrospective as well. So it says that use games and different questions to mix things up and reduce monotony, of course, and make sure any actionable suggestions is captured, assigned, and tracked. So this is very important. As we started about this ceremony and we were talking about how this Scrum sprint retrospective ceremony would be like, reflect back to gather some, to-do list, which you are going to accommodate in the upcoming sprint. So how will you be able to accommodate that? By remembering them only? How will you make sure that in the next sprint some learning will be accommodated?
By making a note of it.
Exactly. Aruna is right. So by making a note of it. So what happens, as I was explaining you about the tools initially, like Jira and Azure DevOps, we gave you the examples, right? Do you all remember that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So likewise, there are some tools inside the tools itself, which gives you some utility also, some feature also, where you can continue to take notes in whatever the meeting you are doing. The writing space is open, and whatever activity is being done, everything is being captured. Okay, so this is how you can use that. So this is how the sprint retrospective, the objective behind it, who all the attendee would be, and what tips and tricks you need to keep in mind. So everyone is clear with sprint retrospective now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. However, there is a fifth ceremony as well, which we have a dedicated session, dedicated chapter, which is known as DOD. Okay. DOD means definition of done. There is a sprint. There is a fifth not mentioned everywhere: done sprint or cancel. Done goes in the sprint done chart to release the product increment from product backlog list. So for regarding this, what you have seen in the gray, regarding this, we are going to work and talk about it in the next session. Okay, next session, not next session immediately, whenever it will come. I think towards the end of Agile Scrum, we are going to cover this fifth ceremony, that is DOD. So everyone is clear now how we started, what we ended. Everyone must be clear on the every kind of ceremony and with the role as well. Although we have not covered today very much, but still the ceremony, everyone has to be clear upon. Any question around this, guys?
No, sir.
Yes, I have
Okay.
a question.
Yes, Praveen, ask please.
So like as a sprint, it is time boxed, wherein like for daily scrum, we have like 15 minutes. So similarly for any other ceremonies, is there any time?
Yes, very good question. In fact, we are going to explain that. Either you can hold that or you can just go back to the previous one, because I'll have to flip back all the slides to tell you. Every ceremony is the time bound, depending upon how long your sprint is. Say, for example, I'll give you the example of sprint planning meeting. So if your entire sprint is of 1 month, means 4 weeks, then your sprint planning will go for 8 hours. Okay. If it is for 2 weeks, then your sprint planning will come for 4 hours or something. Likewise, sprint retrospective can become for 2 hours. And what else? Sprint review, again, that should not go beyond 2 hours or something, but still we will be covering these all in detail with the when we will be talking about what sprint planning in detail. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much for asking this question. Any other question, guys? No, I'll take this silence as a no. And you can stop screen share, Prerna, because we have come to the end of this session, and we'll quickly, Prerna, you can stop screen share if you're there.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So meanwhile, I was seeing Praveen was asking me question. So Praveen, what you can do is this. You can tell me what do you feel like saying now at this chapter is ended right now. So what do you feel like saying from today's learning? One thing that comes in your mind.
So yeah, as we went in detail about the ceremony, so like for me, in one word would be like I am more confident.
Yeah, feeling more confident. Thank you so much, Praveen. Please call out someone's name on the screen.
Aishwarya.
Aishwarya. Yes, Aishwarya, what do you feel like saying? Although it is your day one, and still I'm glad that you came prepared. So yeah, what do you feel like saying now?
So even though I am in the middle of the training, so I didn't feel it is very new to me. It is like something like I'm doing in everyday activities. It is like that when I learn like each ceremonies. So only the name is different. So other than that, like everything what we do is like the daily activities, and it is really good to know that there is something like this, and I feel like more confident about like next level how it's going to be, and I'm very like curious to know what is going to happen.
Awesome, Aishwarya. I'm super glad to know that you are feeling like that, and the purpose is fulfilled from me and Prerna as well. Please call out someone's name on the screen.
Manish Patel.
I feel very confident. I feel very confident what I learned today.
Awesome, Manish. I'm glad that you're feeling confident. Please call out someone's name on the screen.
Krupali.
Krupali. Yes, Krupali, what do you feel like saying?
Yes, thank you. I feel really it was detail oriented, and whatever our doubts were getting cleared with giving simple examples. So I feel good.
Okay, feel good and clarity is the word. So Krupali, call out someone's name on the screen. Krupali, you are talking on mute. You would be talking on mute. Yeah, please call out someone's name. Okay, I might have not heard that. So please speak someone. Krupali, did you take name?
Ruchi?
Yes, Ruchi. Please go ahead.
Today's session is very important and very detailed, and all my doubts are clear today. That's it.
Thank you so much, Ruchi. Clarity is the one word for you. So please pass it to someone.
Arunachari.
Today's session was very informative, And what was so cool about it is whatever was being taught today kind of reflected what was taught last week, because I clearly remember how Mr. Gaurav was saying last 8, next 8. So that really, it's nice to hear the same thing again and feel more confident about it.
Awesome, Aruna. I'm glad that you are feeling confident as well. So please call out someone's name on the screen you see.
Who else is there? Praveen has Siddhartha.
Yeah, Siddharth, what do you feel like saying?
Today's session was really informative, detailed. I feel more informative to the point, like how much ceremonies it should be 15 minutes. We should not be lagging the meeting because everybody's work is important. So it was completely detailed. And now I literally feel confident. I will be going back again and listening to the video again, but I feel confident about the Scrum ceremonies, how everything happens.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Siddharth. Please call out someone's name on the screen you see.
Is done. And Ashi?
Yeah, Ashi, what do you feel like saying, Ashi?
Yeah, so today's session I felt was really interactive, like with everybody asking a lot of questions, like there were a lot of multiple questions going around, and I think that there was a lot of clarity because of that. So it was really nice today.
Thank you so much. Again, clarity is the word. Please call out Prerna's name for closing remarks.
Prerna?
Yes, Prerna, over to you.
Thank you so much, Ashi. Yes, a lot of questions, lot of discussions, and we did cover a major important point or concept, I would say. So first of all, thank you so much for being so interactive and asking questions. I remember talking to Aishwarya yesterday and I told her that these sessions are not a monologue, these are dialogue. We talk, we discuss, and I'm so happy that almost everybody asked questions. Who are not asking, they can definitely feel free. But for me, today's session was very satisfying, very encouraging from a trainer's point of view. So all in all, a happy session, and I will recommend, please rewatch the video once it is uploaded. So thank you so much. Over to you, Gaurav.
Yeah, and thank you so much. Like I really appreciate Aruna's summary today on iScrum. Likewise, if you have not done yet any of your summary, please do that, because we would be feeling confident about you. It's not only you feeling confident about yourself, it's also we feeling confident about you and working.
Yeah, Gaurav, just want to add a point here. Aruna has one message that she even learned tools, different tools to create these videos and share. So this is such a great news, guys. It's not only creating videos, but it's learning about maybe video softwares, video editing softwares. It's learning about how to speak in public. It's learning about how to increase your confidence. So I'm so glad you're taking I would say efforts, and thank you so much, Aruna, for such a great initiative. And I will encourage everyone who is new as well to make videos and share with us. Over to you, Gaurav. Sorry for interruption. Thank you.
No worries, no worries. So the thing is that I am so much glad about Aruna because she learned the entire Trello her own self. That's right, Aruna? Confirm that?
Yes, iScrum actually, not Trello yet.
Oh, sorry, iScrum, yeah. Yeah,
I
so
will learn
iScrum
that too. If I have to present, I will have to learn, and that's great.
Yeah, definitely. You all are going to learn, by the way, Trello. So that's the name of the tool. Be ready for that. That is going to come for everyone very, very soon. And thank you so much for your wonderful participation and doing this amazing session with us. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care. And we'll talk to you once again on Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. And you participate in RRP session as well. Bye-bye. Take care. Good night. Thank you. Thank you.
Good night.
Yeah, thank you. Good night.
Good night. Take care. See you on
Good
Tuesday.
night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye. Bye. Good night.